Today I'll be talking about the tips for normal delivery. So, there are three requirements for normal delivery. They are the weight of the fetus and cervical dilatation, that is opening up of the cervix, that is the mouth of the uterus, and the descent of the fetal head. So, the baby's weight, it increases from the 8th month, that is from 30 weeks, it is 1.5 kg. At the beginning of 9th month, it comes to 2 to 2.25. And 2 weeks after the beginning of the 9th month, that is 37 weeks, it comes to 2.8. And 38 weeks, it comes around 3 kgs. So, from 8th month, the weight of the fetus starts increasing, and the weight is determined 40% by the genes and 60% by the diet. So we have to have a watch on our food pattern to have the optimum weight. If the baby's weight is more, and also the presenting diameter is a large one, the normal delivery possibility becomes less. So we ask them to have a watch on the diet and also do exercise. From 8th month onwards, we ask them to have rice once with a lot of vegetables, to include more millets, and to have only 1 glass of milk, to avoid fruit juices, and take plenty of fruits, and to lessen taking oily foods, sweets, and bakery items. They can have, but only thing is the quantity may be less and frequency is also not that frequent. They can have it with interest. They need not feel guilty and have those things. They can really enjoy the food. Only thing is they need not take in large quantities and not too frequently. And also with the exercise and positive thinking, then they can have we usually our mothers, they deliver around 2.8 to 3 kgs. So the important two steps for normal delivery is, one is the cervical dilatation, and we'll see about cervical dilatation. This is the cervix and this is the uterus. Here the cervix is very thick, firm, and long. This happens during the 9 months because the cervix has to bear the weight of the baby, so it is closed. During when the labor is about to begin, it opens. So before opening, it has to become short, soft, and thin. This we call as effacement. Only when the cervix becomes well effaced, then it can open up easily. This is the dilatation. So we need to know when the cervix is effaced, that means when it is soft, short, and thin, it requires less pressure, so that, and the pain is also less, and then it opens very easily. That means the duration of labor is short. When the cervix is favorable, when it is well effaced, the duration time taken is less for labor. Whereas when it is unfavorable, when the cervix is long, firm, and thick, then it requires more pressure, more pain. So when the pain is more, the labor is prolonged. When the pain is less, the labor duration is short. So the duration of labor is directly dependent on the cervix. That means whether the cervix is favorable or unfavorable. So unfavorable cervix is like this bottleneck, very long, and the consistency we call it as a ring like, very firm in consistency, so that it requires more pressure from the uterus to make it open. Whereas when it is soft, short, and thick, this soft means it is like a rubber band, the consistency here. So when it is like a rubber band with very mild pains, it opens very easily. So this cervix, whether it is favorable or unfavorable, it is directly dependent on the mental state of the mother. When the mother is positive, when she is happy, confident, or secure, that is, somebody is there with her, in those positive attitude, the cervix becomes very favorable. Whereas when she is anxious, or she is fearful, or has negative belief that it is very difficult for her, or she feels insecure, in those kind of attitude, the cervix becomes unfavorable. Now let us see the structure of the cervix. This is uterus, which consists of muscles, whereas the cervix, it contains only 15% of the muscle tissue. The rest is made up of collagen tissue, that is collagen fibers, elastin, so that it absorbs water and becomes soft and thin. So when the uterus contracts, the body of the uterus contracts, the cervix becomes soft, it gets effaced, and then only it gets opened. So when the cervix is favorable, the pain is less, the duration of labor is short. When the cervix is unfavorable, there is more pain, there is prolongation of the labor. And now we'll see how the cervix functions. So we all know, this is urinary bladder and this is the urethra opening. This is uterus, cervix, and this is the vaginal opening. And this is the anus, and this is the bowel, and this is the anus. So we all know the urethra, the vagina, and the anus. All these are called orifices, are called sphincters. These sphincters are made up of circular muscles. They are always closed. Only when they have to empty the contents inside, then they open up and they empty the contents, and again they get closed. They remain closed. So these are all nearby structures, and they all have same innervation, same nerve supply. And when the mother is relaxed, so that is then the parasympathetic system becomes dominant. When the mother is anxious, when the person is anxious, sympathetic system gets activated. So it is the parasympathetic system dominant, then it opens very easily. When there is sympathetic dominance is there, gets activated, then the sphincters get closed. So this we will see with an example. We can understand this very well. This parasympathetic system, when it is dominant, it opens very easily. That means we call it as in an atmosphere of privacy, familiarity, and intimacy. These sphincters, they open very easily. So we pass in our own bathroom, in our own toilet, we go urine or motion very freely. Whereas when we go outside, so we become uneasy. Sometimes we may doubt whether the bolt will be functioning properly, or somebody will come in unexpectedly. Then once we are uneasy, then the sympathetic system comes into action. We will not be able to pass urine or motion, or with great difficulty we'll be passing. The same thing occurs in delivery also. This is a very important point. I want all of you to know this and reflect on it. So this was the very key answer for a easy normal delivery or a very difficult normal delivery. The state of the mind is very important. So now we will see the how it opens. This in an atmosphere of privacy. So familiarity and intimacy. So the same thing happens during delivery if we keenly observe. And these three are interrelated. So in privacy means we will not be disturbed by others. We have our own secluded spot. So physically we will see examples in day to day life examples. Like in train we travel, we have just curtains, but then we get some kind of a privacy. And also in offices we have small cubicles, but still we feel that sense of privacy. This is not physical partition. Sometimes mentally also we feel get the sense of privacy. Like we go to our regular restaurant where we have our favorite table, which so once we get into that, though people are around us, we will not be disturbed. We get that sense of privacy. Also, once we know we have a familiar person or a familiar place, familiar like for example song, then we will not be disturbed by other presence of others. We'll be traveling in a train. Supposing we happen to listen to a song which we our favorite song. Suddenly we get engrossed in the song. We completely forget about that atmosphere where we sit in. And we meet a friend somewhere on the street after a long time. We forget everything. We go down the memory lane, chatting and catching up with all those years. So that is a sense of privacy, mental privacy it gives. We forget the environment. Same thing, it has to happen during delivery also. So, and another thing we need to remember is in the past, when there was only home delivery, because of lack of facility for a C section, many of our mothers were lost and also the babies. The mortality at that time was around 40%, but the rest of them, they had a very easy normal delivery because it is a home delivery. Home is a place where there is a privacy, it is a familiar place, and also the intimate people, those who know them only, they'll be staying with him, with her, giving her confidence. So when it is shifted to the hospital, what happens? These all these things, privacy, intimacy, and familiarity is lost. Also, the fear of the unknown fear about the place, people, and also the procedures. So, the hospital, even though it is very well equipped, it's a new place, and the nurses or doctors, they're though we know we the talk everything will be only very formal. So it they are like strangers, and also the procedures we do not know. All this creates a sense of fear. So just because of that only, many of them feel uncomfortable. Cervix will not open, cervical dystocia. So for that, a sense of a person who is very well known to them, a familiar person, maybe a husband or a mother or a staff doctor, very well known, very the rapport is very good, then they get a sense of privacy in the hospital. So that this insists the role of birth companion. Birth companion and the role and influence of growth companion is very well studied, and so these people, uh, they give a lot of comfort by way of touch, massage, and also whatever they want to eat or drink, they can freely express. They tell them, they keep on reassuring them that everything is going to be all right, and they talk to the doctor, find out and tell the progress. Yes, you have progressed very well. In such and such a time you are going to deliver. This all give them lot of confidence. Another important thing about the birth companion is these people, these delivering mothers, they will freely express their wish to them, and also they can express their doubts. This I find it very, very important because most of them, when we don't have rapport, they are not able to express the doubt, which, if it is cleared, they would have had a normal delivery. Because of not expressing the doubt, not getting cleared, they'll end up in C section. So, this is about uh, birth companion. The same thing, sometimes I'll ask the mother only that whom she wants to be with, whether mother or husband. Sometimes our staff, we have trained our staff so well that they'll be very friendly, and also they'll be monitoring her very well. But sometimes the delivering mother says, no, I don't want my husband because he'll be very tense. For the same reason, I'll not allow many attendants to come and stay with her, because when they are with her and if she is feels uncomfortable, which she may not express, then the cervix is not going to open in spite of our best effort treatment. So this is what happens about sense of privacy. Then comes familiar. Familiarity in day-to-day life. What we have to know is a familiar thing is a known thing. But when somebody intimate with us, when somebody who is close to us, they introduce a concept or to us which is so far unfamiliar, we take it very easily. That concept becomes very familiar. We accept it. Once a lady invited me for a lunch, and she had prepared so many varieties, and she was a recently married woman. So when I questioned her, how could you make so many dishes? Probably you have been an expert, learned this from childhood, you have been practicing. Your mom must have trained you very well. She said, yes, my mom has trained, but not physically. She said, my mom never trained me. But she always used to tell me, um, we don't have to train girl children in cooking. They have it in their blood. It is ingrained in them. They can do very well. So my mom used to repeat it. I used to believe it. So after after marriage only, for the past 6 months only, I've been cooking. I'm able to do it well. So then I understood, when a person who is an intimate person is able to tell anything, then that we take it without any doubt. So that becomes familiar. We start believing we are able to do it. Same thing happens in delivery also. Once um, a primary mother, she was in, she came for a checkup, and she was fully effaced and one finger cervical dilatation. I asked her to get admitted. She said, I'll go home and come. After 2 hours, she came. She was in full dilatation, and I had to deliver on the OP couch itself. I was surprised. She was not getting my very good pains also. Then when I asked her the story, she said when she was scared about delivery pains till her 7th month, then she came to her mother's place, and she was so much attached to her grandmother. Grandmother used to tell her stories from childhood. So the grandmother, when she expressed her fear about labor pain, the grandmother told, it seems, um, see, I have done all my household works and I delivered. You are doing household work there. Here also you do household work. You will deliver easily. Delivery is not something big thing. In fact, I started doing my research on this easy normal delivery, because when a elderly woman one day caught me in the rounds and said, I wanted to have a question. When I asked her what it is, she said, in our days, when the there was no when we had home deliveries, we used to deliver so easily. She said, like a mango, ripe mango, just press out comes the seed. So easily we used to deliver. Now with all these no improvement and high tech treatment, why you people are very much struggling to deliver? Then at that time I didn't have any answer, but that was a slap on my face. So I wanted to know, because there is a truth in what she said. Then I started doing my research and find out, and now I have made arrangements and trained my staff and started educating the pregnant mothers so that they can have easy normal delivery just like the past years, because we know now the anatomy, we have the facilities, but only thing is emotional part, which we had they have very well controlled during the past. They are giving reassurance. Now we are not that part we are not addressing. The doctor is not addressing, the family is not addressing. So in spite of having a very good physical help, mentally the fear is unaddressed in the mother. So that is what we are trying to do now. So when this lady, when she said she believed her grandmother, she was doing household work, it's going to be very easy, she believed it, so it happened. So the same thing for a positive thing, what I find is repeatedly telling the positive things, then it goes inside. But for a negative, just once also is enough. It is like a poison in a glass of milk. It becomes waste, no? So I had another mother. She had done exercises very well, and I was expecting a normal delivery for her. Yes, she dilated fully. The head descended halfway, and it didn't descend later. So then we had to go for a C-section, and after C-section, after delivery, we used to discuss with the mother reasons for the normal delivery or for a C-section. Then I said, everything is all right. I don't know why you had to go for this thing. She said immediately, my father was telling, you're doing all this exercise. Do you think you'll have a normal delivery? I don't think so, he said. He said that once very casually. At that time, I didn't take it, but when it happened, then I know it is because of that I didn't have a normal delivery. So, an intimate person throwing a doubt, or sometimes a casually, uh, elders those who come for a visit, they will tell, um, these are very mild pains. I don't think you will have a normal delivery. That thing they started doubt. They take it as a negative belief, and they will not progress further, ending up in C-section. This is about familiarity. And the third thing is intimacy. Intimacy, again, certain things will be scared to do, but when an intimate or close person is there with us, then encouraging us, we'll be able to do. So we can see this in day to day life also. There was once a 3-year-old grandson. They took him to Tirumala for because to give away the hair as an offering to the Lord, as a for head tonsuring. So the boy was so much scared, he wouldn't come and sit. So the grandfather was watching it, and he told that person, "You do it for me." And he told the grandson, "Come and sit. You see, it is very easy." And he started talking to the grandson as the person was shaving his head. He started talking and sharing stories and all. And later, after that, he told the grandson, "You saw me having it done. You come and sit on me." So then he came and sat on his lap without any hesitation. He cooperated. This is what happens here. When a close person gives encouragement, we overcome the fear. Same thing, it happens here in delivery also. Once a mother, pregnant mother, she was coming in the 9th month. Then her father was telling, she seemed apprehensive. Then father was telling, she wanted her husband very much to be with her. Only with his presence, she felt she would have a normal delivery. Otherwise, she was feeling very insecure. Then I asked her why she wanted her husband. She said at the time of marriage, she had to attend an exam 10 days away. So all those 10 days, the husband sat with her, studied with her day and night, and so she could do it very well, coming out with very good grades. And so she thought that if the husband was there with her during delivery, it would be better for her. She will definitely have a normal delivery. So I also encouraged, talk to the husband, ask him to come. So then she went into labor, and around 8 centimeters, there was no progress. Then I asked her husband, I told her also, see, your husband is there now, you can make it just like the exam. I reminded her. So I told the husband, I made her in the squat, that is the malasana position. Asked the husband talk in an encouraging way. So after 20 minutes, she was fully dilated, head descended. We could do a normal delivery. So this is the power of intimacy. The same thing, if anybody says, like as I said, had a doubt, then it is not happening. This is about the power of privacy, familiarity, and intimacy. Another factor, very important, physical, this thing, we have emotion, we have to deal, we have to prepare the mothers. That is the fear of the labor pain. So people think that the labor pain is very much unbearable. It is, in fact, the pain is a symptom, but the root cause is the fear. So we have to deal with the fear rather than medicate the pain, because our medicines for pain are only painkillers, they are not fear killers. So we can mitigate the pain, or we can completely lessen the pain, but that will not ensure a normal delivery all cases, because if the root cause of the fear or doubt or negative belief is not addressed and cleared, then we are only treating the symptom of the pain. So we need to know something about the pain. Here we need to understand the anticipated pain is more than the actual pain. Here what happens, because of the we see in the movies, and also we hear birth stories that the labor pain will be very much unbearable. That picture will be having. So we anticipate that the pain will be unbearable. So actually the pain is not that unbearable. So why the fear induced pain is unbearable is when the sensation is interpreted in the brain, there is a connection to the emotional center also. So when the fear center is activated, then it gets into the memory. So the next time also the fear gets induced, and because of that the pain, they feel more pain. The same thing, when they are motivated, when they are happy, when they are relaxed, then the pain they feel is will be very less. For example, if we have a small cut in the hand, and while cooking, if we are upset that we are not able to see our mother who is sick, then the pain in the hand will we feel more pain. At the same time, if we get the same day we have unexpected gift from our friend, then we feel very happy. At that time we'll be doing more work, we'll completely forget about the pain, or the pain will be relatively less. So this pain is a subjective symptom, and it's very much related to the emotion. And here, because the fear induced pain is only more, actually the labor pain is not that much unbearable. So this is about the fear. So we know the fear is induced by the media. The movies and the magazines and the TV shows, they depict very clearly, very emotionally, in a dramatic way, that labor pain is unbearable. That is because they want more of viewership. So they're passing on the information, but that is not a fact. The second thing is birth stories. These ladies, those who have already have fear, or those who have not exercised, then the pain will be more. They will also be, their motive in sharing the stories is they want to share the stories. That's all. So they tell it in a very dramatic way. Just because it is coming from an experienced person, we take it for granted that it is true. But actually, here also it is only an information, it is not fact. So, how to overcome the fear? That is by knowledge, motivation, secure feeling, and diversion. Knowledge is, we need to understand all deliveries are not difficult. For a mother who is physically and mentally prepared, delivery is going to be easy. And also, this pain during uh, delivery, because it is unbearable, we think it is harmful. But only when there is an injury, or when it is to a disease, then it is harmful. But whereas harmful like appendicitis pain, or a kidney stone pain, then that is harmful. Whereas this is a natural function, like just like a periods pain, it is. So it is a natural function, it is harmless, this pain is. When periods pain, for a few hours we get pain, but we think we suffer physically, but we are not scared about the pain. Even those who are timid people also, they'll say, I have pain, I take rest. So they are not scared, because nobody says it is a negative about the pain. Second thing is, anything to do with periods, we think related it is health. So only when the periods is irregular, we know it is abnormal. When the periods are regular, so anything related to periods, we think it is healthy. So periods pain, we take it as healthy, and we are not scared about it. Here also, because of the media and the birth stories, they have picturized it as negative. Because labor pain, I would suggest it, I would say it is an orphan. So they manipulate it according to the vested interest. The second thing is motivation. So, if they have fear, the pain will be more. Once they are motivated, the pain is going to be less. These days, elders used to think that our ladies nowadays, they have very low pain threshold, they cannot bear the pains. But actually, it is not the fact. The fact is, once they know the benefit, they are willing to bear the pains. We know our ladies, for a injection that is only once, one prick, for that they'll be they have fear. But whereas they go to beauty parlors, they have their eyebrows trimmed, they have waxing done, and also they get tattoos for 15-20 minutes. It will be painful without any anesthesia. they'll be this thing getting it done, but there's no fuss about the pain. Nobody will be talking about the pain. They'll tell, yes, there'll be pain. They don't talk it. It is an unbearable pain. It will be difficult for you and all. Once they know the benefit, they are willing to bear the pains. So that we need to understand. Here, the benefit is the labor pain is the best gift and the true gift they are going to give to the baby. That is labor pain and breastfeeding and the womb song, the song which they hear during pregnancy. And this one point, when the mothers repeatedly think about it, they come out of the fear. And the other thing is secure feeling. Some people, they'll feel, yes, it's difficult for me. Those people, if they are able to um, unburden their anxiety onto others, it will be easy for them to go through the labor. Then they feel secure. Like in a busy road, sometimes we feel very nervous to cross the road. But if there is somebody with us, then we'll completely come out of the fear. We'll feel very relaxed. We talk about many things and cross the road very easily. Similarly here also, I tell them, you do try to do exercises, but once you come here, you have get your doubts cleared during pregnancy, also during delivery. Any even small, don't, even if it is silly thing, don't leave it. Keep it with you. Get it cleared and leave it on us during delivery. We'll take over. We'll be with you. Once you do that, then you will not feel anxious or stressed out. You'll know, you'll feel secure, and this is going to happen easily. And once they accept us, we have trained our staff to talk to them, to crack jokes with them, singing, dancing, and massaging, all those things, so that they get easily diverted. With the diversion, mental diversion, it becomes easy for the cervix to dilate and have a easy normal delivery. So the third thing is the fetal head descent. And for this, I already told the baby weight must be 2.8 kgs. And here, walking from the beginning, I tell them very minimum exercises, walking, breathing, and household work from the beginning. And from the fag end of 8th month, I tell them this butterfly exercise or Baddha squatting or Malasana, and Kegel's exercise. Walking helps in initiation of labor and helps in descent of the fetal head, because it is going along with the gravity. Whereas when we make them lie down and give them IV from the beginning, it is against the delivery, against the gravity. So the time taken for delivery will be less. And here, this Baddha or butterfly exercise, it loosens the hip joint. So upper part of the pelvis gets loosened. It helps to descent of the fetal head. Whereas squatting, it increases the AP diameter of the pelvic outlet. So this helps in the later stage of labor. And pelvic floor exercise or Kegel's exercise or Mula Bandhan. So that helps in recovering of the pelvic floor and prevents damage to pelvic floor during exercise. And also it helps in preventing prolapse of uterus, urinary incontinence, etc. So breathing helps in two things. One is the fetal distress, because it gives better oxygenation to the fetus and also to the mother. So the fetal distress chances are less, and it helps in the mother to feel less pain, and it makes her less anxious, so that once she is less anxious, the cervix dilates, so the duration of labor is also shortened. So these are all the exercises. And this is the book called Garbha Vidya. It is in Tamil. It is about a technique called Talk to Baby, talking to the baby in the womb, which we have developed. And this is about our experiences. This is available in Flipkart. And talking to the baby in the womb in English, it will be available shortly in a month's time. So we have our YouTube channel, Andal Fertility channel. The videos are mostly in Telugu. Some of them have English subtitles. So to conclude, to have an easy normal delivery, we need to this thing keep that the baby weight is optimal 2.8 kg, and we need to be mentally relaxed, get our doubts cleared, and have somebody with us as a mentor during pregnancy or during labor, so that the dilatation becomes very easy. And the descent, for the descent, the exercises like butterfly exercise and squatting, Kegel's exercise along with breathing, it is going to help us to have a happy, easy, normal delivery. Thank you so much.